Hey friends, welcome back for part 2 of our James Rizzi inspired city. This portion we are going to add color to each of our buildings. Now you only want to add one color per building, okay? And the reason for that is we're going to be using a wet paintbrush and we're going to be kind of waking up the ink that comes out of our markers on the paper. And if you have a ton of different colors together, they're all going to kind of just blur together and turn into like a muddy color, okay? So when you outline these buildings, you're going to take your marker, and let's say I'm working on this little one right here. I'm just going to do a couple lines of color around the edges of my building. You can turn your paper if you need to. It's always much easier for me to draw straight lines vertical. So see how I'm just adding a few lines of color. I'm not coloring in this entire thing. And I'm making sure to not color over my eyes, mouth, and doors and windows, okay? Because when we paint this, we're gonna leave those white and it's gonna kind of make them pop a little bit more off the paper. Okay, so this building is going to be pink. If I want to make the top the same pink color, I can, or I can take a different color. So maybe I want the top red. So I'm going to outline the edges of those shapes with red. So again, I'm not coming through and coloring this paper with marker. That's not the point of this project, or this step of this project. We're just getting ink around the edges of those parts of your paper so that when you add water to them, it'll turn it into a light watercolor paint. And you'll see what I mean in just a little bit. So maybe I would like this building right here to be kind of a turquoise color. So I'm gonna kind of just trace along the edge, give it a few lines of color. You do want a little bit of a buildup of ink because you want to be able to pull that ink up when you start painting it with the paintbrush. The top of that this color, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You do not have to use the colors that I'm choosing to use. You should have a nice variety of markers in front of you. So you may use any color that you would like for any of the buildings. I do recommend using a variety of colors though. Always makes your art more interesting. So I have outlined every single building with color. I have outlined all the tops with color. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, you can take that marker where you outline the edges of your buildings and you could outline the inside parts. But to me, that almost feels like you're just coloring the whole thing with marker. So I probably wouldn't. I would probably just outline the edges to not make more work for yourself, but completely up to you. The next portion will be using a paintbrush and some water and turning this drawn ink into a light watercolor wash. So I will see you back with your water and your paintbrush next time. I cannot wait to see these. I know they are absolutely amazing. Keep working hard. I'll see you again soon.